In what may be a first, a former member of our Board of Supervisors will be presenting today's invocation. Supervisor Ken Yeager ably served District 4 from 2006 to 2018 after completing terms on the San Jose City Council and the San Jose Evergreen Community College District Board of Trustees. Ken was the first openly gay elected official in Santa Clara County, and it is in celebration of October as Coming Out Month that I asked him to inspire us this morning. Ken spearheaded the creation of both the nation's first County Office of LGBTQ Affairs and our county's gender-affirming care clinic. He has been a staunch advocate of LGBTQ+ candidates for political office and has served in a variety of capacities on numerous committees, boards, organizations, and universities. Ken earned a BA in political science from San Jose State and an MA in sociology and PhD in education from Stanford. He is a fitness enthusiast, the author of 2 books, neither of which he will promote this morning, and bears primary responsibility for the lack of cake served at county facilities. My supervisor, Ken Yeager.
Thank you, President Ellenberg. It is good to be here at the start of LGBTQ History Month and also to celebrate National Coming Out Day on October 11th. Both of these occasions have great meaning to me. I remember my own coming out in 1984 with an opinion piece in the San Jose Mercury News, which changed the whole trajectory of my life for the better. A little history. In 1979, one of the most memorable events in this chamber occurred when a 6.0 earthquake struck as the Board of Supervisors debated passing an ordinance barring discrimination based on sexual orientation. The hundreds of evangelical Christians in attendance saw it as a sign of God for the board not to pass the ordinance, which they bravely did despite that. Unfortunately, in a campaign as ugly as anything happening in Florida today against the queer community, a referendum to overturn the ordinance won by 70% of the vote, ending the nascent gay movement in Silicon Valley for many years. But over time, our community fought back and was stronger for it. For example, in 1986, we had only one elected official attend the BAMEC dinner. But at the BAMEC brunch this year, we had over 500 people and 100 elected officials and candidates attending. Setbacks and gains. It was in January 1986 that I stood at this very spot and urged the board to allocate the first dollars to combat HIV/AIDS in this county. Volunteer organizations could no longer handle the growing number of people who needed social services and housing. Not only was the funding granted, but Supervisor Suzanne Wilson moved to create a countywide HIV/AIDS task force and appointed me as chair. Our current HIV/AIDS programs and services have their roots in those actions. I am particularly proud of our Getting to Zero program and our goal of 0 infections, 0 deaths, and 0 stigma. Setback and gains. On March 7, 2000, California voters enshrined marriage as between a man and a woman. Wisely, the California Supreme Court overturned Prop 22, and on June 17, 2008, same-sex couples got married in California. County Executive Jeff Smith and Clerk Recorder Gina Alcamendes made sure we were ready for the long line of same-sex couples ready to be married. As a supervisor, I was, by a quirky law, able to conduct marriages, so I had the honor of marrying our county's first same-sex couples in the 10th floor conference room with a room full of media and supporters. A setback occurred months later when Prop 8 passed, but we won the right again with the U.S. Supreme Court ruling in 2013. The lines were even longer, and I married 26 couples that day. Setbacks and gains. One more quick memory. It was June 5th, 2007, when my colleagues and I raised the rainbow flag at the county for the very first time. Over time, flying the flag extended to an entire month, then to every workday of the year. Later, it was joined by the transgender pride flag, and now the Progress Pride flag is flown. Every time the LGBTQ community experiences a setback, we come back stronger, joining allies with the promise that an attack on one of us is an attack on all of us. That is especially important now as we fight far-right extremists demonizing members of our transgender community and stigmatizing anyone who supports them. We have been here before, and we are fighting back. In Los Gatos, when the haters threatened violence over a rainbow crosswalk in front of City Hall, we fought back with a massive United Against Hate march and rally. When protesters wanted to stop a recent drag queen story hour at the Books Inc. in Campbell, our community came out in force, and the kids got to hear wonderful, age-appropriate stories. And when a member of the Franklin McKinley School Board misrepresented the content of the district's curriculum, other board members voted to censor him. We must remain vigilant in our opposition to the Informed Parents of Silicon Valley and the Values Advocacy Council. We must make sure they do not get traction in 2013 like similar groups did in 1980. Thank you again, President Ellenberg, for asking me to speak, and thank you for your referral on the status of our county's medical and mental health programs for our transgender community. We cannot accept setbacks, only gains. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Ken, not only for sharing your personal, a bit of your personal story here, but reminding us of how long this county has been a strong supporter of LGBTQ rights, and I have no doubt will continue to be, perhaps even long after any of the five of us are here. Thank you.